In the biblical book of Samuel, it records an event like this. At that time, the high priest was Eli, and his sons served as priests. But Eli was unfaithful. When his sons offered sacrifices to God, they stole the offerings belonging to God. The priests stole God's offerings. Specifically, they took the fat that should have been offered to God and stole it, gorging themselves excessively, keeping it all for themselves. Moreover, they also committed acts of sexual immorality. Eli, as high priest, ignored all this, didn't rebuke them severely, nor did he inquire further. Eventually, God executed judgment upon Eli's entire household. The high priest Eli, along with his 2 sons, died on the same day. His 2 sons were killed in battle. And then the high priest Eli fell over and died. And then, his daughter-in-law suffered tragedy that very day. 4 people died in one day. These 4 deaths were God's retribution, because high priest Eli failed to reverence God. Then, about 70 or 80 years later, God raised up a man named Zadok, calling him a faithful priest. He would stand forever before God's anointed one. Thus, during the time of David and Solomon, Zadok was appointed as high priest, replacing Eli's family line from the priesthood. This shows that God raises up better ones to replace those who are unfaithful. The Bible also records how King Saul was unfaithful to God. So God raised up David to replace Saul. From this we understand that serving God is not based on human merit, although sometimes God intentionally tests us in certain ways, deliberately allowing us to become weary and exhausted, in order to test our faithfulness, whether we are faithful or not. If at such a time we remain faithful, God will surely be pleased with us, and He will strengthen us, enabling us to fulfill His work. Jesus told a parable. A master was going away on a journey, so he entrusted talents to 3 servants. One received 5,000, another 2,000, and another 1,000. The ones who received 5,000 and 2,000 were faithful, wise and faithful, immediately went out and traded, earning another 5,000, and the other likewise gained 2,000 more. But the one who received 1,000 was unfaithful, not wise, but lazy instead. In the end, he lost his reward. Thus we understand that God grants blessings to the faithful. Next, let us speak of Brother Shibwa, a faithful brother. Brothers and sisters understand, among those called pastors today, or preachers, whether in China, abroad, or among all nations, at this present hour, could there be as many as 100,000 preachers? Probably yes. It's possible. Perhaps 100,000. In this age, maybe even more, perhaps far more, among those called Christians or Catholics. There may be nearly 2 billion people. If there are 2 billion believers, yet only 100,000 preachers, that still seems too few. Yet the Father disregards all these preachers, and counts only His Son, Brother Shibwa. Though they preach, in the end, their preaching and shepherding will ultimately result in the sheep they shepherd becoming Brother Shibwa's bride, ultimately given to Brother Sheba. But why is this so? Because of the Son's loyalty. Whom does the Father delight in? He takes what others have labored hard for and gives it to His beloved Son. Such a Father does many things like this. Then, brothers and sisters, you gain wisdom again. Leg pain from Sheba's brother, imitate faithfulness. Still goes there to sleep, not sleeping in the sister's room. And despite extreme exhaustion, eyes heavy with sleep, doing at least 24 sessions a day without fail. This loyalty, this unwavering loyalty, finally earned recognition from Father, and gave the kingdom to such a Son. Because the Father delights in the faithful. So then, such a Father abolished the old covenant nation of Israel, and then gave the kingdom given to faithful spiritual Israel. The Father earnestly desires that we, His children, serve wholeheartedly and diligently, without losing heart, not working for people, for God and the Lord. The Father sees into everything about each person, and all things seen by the Father. The Father will reward each person according to their effort. Faithful and diligent, He gives each person their due reward, because the Father is a just God. Glory to the Father and the Lord. Amen.